Everybody, Jim Powers, and another great basketball game in the Elite Eight. The final quarterfinal is over with for the day, and Flagler come from behind, takes the victory over Truman State 70-69. And joining us to start things off is their outstanding student athlete, Jaizec Lottie. And wow, those are the type of games that you love watching, Jaizec, but sometimes you either hate playing in them or hate coaching in them.
Yeah, no, that totally, totally.
Talk a little bit about just the way this thing broke loose. And I'll tell you what, I used to go to the back-to-back threes you hit midway through, early in the second half that got you guys the lead, and then you guys were able to just do the things that you do. Talk a little bit about that stretch right there.
I mean, coming out of half, coach just told us, we're in a great position right now, even though it doesn't feel like it. But we were, and he just said if we keep playing Flagler basketball and we keep getting stops, then we could win this game. And that was our main mentality. Is throughout the whole year we've always said our offense is going to score, but what's going to win us games and championships is defense. And so we just kept getting stops, took it one stop at a time, and then it ended up we winning and us getting that last stop.
I'm going to piggyback off of that. Hendrick Magley from the Evansville Courier was asking that, but he also wants to know, what was your emotions in a moment like that? You hit the back-to-back threes. You guys got the lead for the first time since early in the first half. Just what were your emotions during that whole thing?
I mean, my emotions were running high, just because it's an Elite Eight game, probably one of the biggest games I've ever played in. But at the same time, I had to keep my composure because my teammates look up to me, and the energy that I have carries over to them. So if I get carried away with my emotions, they are too. So I just had to keep composure, and just try to keep leading the team.
Let's talk about emotions. Watching Chris shoot those game-winning free throws, how cool was that?
Man, it was amazing too. And they tried to ice him or whatever and call the timeout. But I told him, I said, "Yo, Mets, you made for this, man. This is going in." And he hit the second one, and it was big time shot, big time player.
Talk about the last defensive stop with 7 seconds. Obviously, 3 timeouts. Everybody's trying to, play the chess match. But what did coach say in that last timeout on what, the thought process was going to be, what Truman was going to try and go with?
Well, our plan was to, show zone to make them think we were going to be in a zone. Then we were going to see how they were set up and then call timeout. And we were really going to go man. We just wanted to see what setup they were going to come in. And at the end of the day, Derek is, I'm going to tell you this right now, Derek Ellis is the best on-ball guard defender in this country. And so, we trusted him to try to, make 10, shoot not a bad shot, but a contested shot. And that's what happened. And we ended up, taking the W.
Talk a little bit about Derek Ellis. You talk a little bit about him, but also, Metzger, they get in double figures. I mean, just a total team effort for you guys tonight.
Yeah, our whole team played good. We all stepped up in the times we needed to step up, and I think that's what makes this team very, very special.
Members of the media, do we have any other questions for Jaizec Lottie? All right, sir. Hey, what a great game. Great watching you play tonight. And I know it's a quick turnaround. Get some rest and get ready to get after tomorrow night, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you. And now joining us is Flagler's head coach, Chad Warner. Coach, I understand the smile, my friend.
Nothing to it, right?
Nothing to it. It's as easy as that, isn't it?
Well, I'll start by saying we had a lot of respect for Truman coming in, and I thought they're so well coached, and I thought we would be able to score. I was not sure if we would be able to stop them, and honestly, not sure I gave our team a great defensive game plan, and I was frustrated by that. But I'm so thankful to be the coach of my team, because that spirit that you saw, and they had it too. I mean, Truman had it too, but that's what I've gotten to see all year. And it's been special to watch guys make plays. And, that was a high level basketball game. And I mean, my goodness, McKnight and Scott for them. I mean, all those players are good, but man, they are winners. And, thankfully we had some on our team too.
Talk a little bit about the first half. You guys couldn't you couldn't buy a bucket almost, but then the second half, Jaizec comes out and he hits those 2 threes back to back to get you the lead to end the run, and that got you guys going. Talk about just the emotions during those 2 periods.
You know, it was interesting. There's a couple things I remember. Excuse me. McKnight really hurt us. You know, he's a career, he on the season was 31% from three, hadn't made more than 2 threes in a game. So we were going to play the percentages, and he showed us why he's an All-American. So he was killing us, and the fouls were killing us, and we didn't do a great job adjusting to that. And you know, we defended really well in the first half, but he had, I think, 25 by himself. And then so it felt like we weren't playing well, but walking off the floor, I remember seeing Jaizec dapping everybody up, saying we're fine, we're fine. And that's what I told the guys at halftime. I said, guys, we're okay. Like, we didn't play great. They've got a guy playing great. We're down 6. We're in good shape. We have to adjust. And you know, I mean, just like the guy we're going to face tomorrow night, they have multiple players like that. But you know, you want to let your players play. I don't want to get in the way of what those guys are good at doing. And you know, Jaizec made some plays, and that was exciting. But then I did think we had a chance to push it a little bit when we got up 4 or 5 maybe, and we missed a 3, missed a layup, and then they answered like champions do. And then it came down to our 34% free throw shooter stepping up there and hitting 2. That was a special moment.
We're just going to ask you that. Hendricks Magley from the Evansville Courier. What were your emotions down the stretch, especially watching Chris shoot those free throws and then get that last stop to get the victory?
You know, I tried hard really all day and throughout the game. Probably didn't do a great job managing my emotions. I usually don't say anything to officials, but I was frustrated because they kept scoring on the foul line. Probably good calls. And so really, I just tried to pray the last couple minutes and just for poise. But I did yell at Chris when he was on the line. I just said, I love you. And I said, I love you whether you make it or not. And to see, I mean, his story is phenomenal. I mean, the guy's had 2 ACLs and has just battled. And I mean, that's a big moment to step up there and hit those. And then, you know, we begged him in the huddle to get a deflection because I did not want it going into McKnight, which I figured he would get it. And Derek made a heck of a defensive play, forced him into a tough shot. So that was a lot of fun. But afterwards, you know, when you see it in the ball in your possession, the game's over, it's all zeros, it was pretty exciting.
You know, and you just mentioned, you know, about Cade, the game plan going in, but then how did that quickly change it at half to where you limited him a little bit on his scoring output in the second half?
Well, we switched up. You know, we put Jalen Barr on him, who's a little more moves a little better than Chris does, and he's active. And had he not been in foul trouble, we probably would have done that earlier. And then I thought Tyler Collier gave us some good minutes because he's a little more mobile than Chris. Chris is obviously, I mean, he's very good around the basket. That's where he scores a lot of his points. And you know, so we just had to change. And then just fundamentally, we weren't doing some of the things that we had talked about. And this not an excuse because everybody's dealing with it, but you know, I can't remember, I guess Tuesday night we won and we get back to school. Like we haven't had a ton of, it seems like you've had a lot of preparation time, but when you add in travel, the day off Monday, like you just we didn't get to practice a lot. And they are very good. I mean, it's the best offensive team we faced. And like I said, I'm not sure I gave us a great game plan, but part of that's because they're so balanced and they don't beat themselves. They take good shots. And I just wasn't, you know, I mean, I thought it was going to come down to like, guys, you're just going to have to get some stops. And, you know, thankfully they're tough enough young men that they were able to do that. Because I do think it looks like we held them to 37% on the game. And, you know, so, I mean, I guess we defended pretty well, but they defended great. I mean, they had a great game plan for us.
Coach, last question. Obviously, quick turnaround. 22 hours from now, it goes up in the air. What's the plan for tonight? And you know, get the guys back to the hotel, get them at least off their feet, get them some food, and figure out what you're going to do tomorrow night against Northwest Missouri.
We're going to file a waiver for an extension to see if we can get 24 hours. I was sitting in the hotel and I watched the first half. I got sick in my stomach and had to turn it off. They're pretty darn good. And, you know, it's a ton of respect for their program and what they've done. And, you know, what an opportunity for us to go compete and let Leah out there on the floor the way they do. Love how they play. And, you know, so we'll go back, we'll rest, we'll stay up late, you know, preparing as best we can. And, you know, I arrested Jaizec 22 seconds tonight, so he should be fresh. So, you know, we'll see. We just got to play. It's this time of year, and what a great opportunity to go do it.
Like we were talking about last week, you know, once you throw it up in the air, it's time to play ball and have a little bit of fun and see what happens, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No doubt. Well, Chad, thanks so much for your time. I know it's going to be busy for you, but congratulations. Great victory tonight. And we'll talk to you tomorrow night after the semifinal.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Chad Warner from Flagler joins us. And we will, once again, same thing that we've been doing all day, everybody, is we'll log off of this room and then go back in and re-log in. And we'll have the Truman State folks. It'll be Cade McKnight and Jeff Horner. So we'll have that for you here in about 3 minutes.